Hey guys, it's Tim from Beastanetics and Punk Rope, and Shauna's on the camera. And we're here today to talk to you a little bit about resistance bands. So there's been a run on them since the pandemic started because no gym, right? You can't get to the gym, you can't use your weights, you can't use your machines, etc. But you still want to work out, you still want to get stronger. So one of the really nice options is resistance bands. But there's a lot of misconceptions about them and question marks. So we wanted to just talk to you for a few minutes today about why you might want to use them. And we have a set of 4 bands here. These are from Sanguine, but we're carrying them in our shop. And I've got the super light yellow, the red, the purple, and then the green is heavier. And they're rated in different weights. And we'll talk about that later. But the basic idea is they are portable, right? This weighs absolutely nothing. In fact, this band goes up to about 100 pounds of resistance. And so I would need either 2 50-pound dumbbells or 5 20s or whatever. And you can see the size of a dumbbell over here and how much space it takes up. And how many you would need to replicate a set like this. And then we got a big medicine ball over here. This one is 8 pounds. And same thing, you would need tons of space. So we're in a little apartment in New York City. You guys might have a garage, you might have the space, you might have the equipment, and that's fine. But we just want to give you some arguments for why you might want to consider these. So lightweight, portable, you hang them on a hook, they're out of the way, pretty durable, they do last a long time, you have to be careful. You wouldn't want to cut it with a scissors, that would be kind of silly. But barring mistreating them, they're going to last for a good amount of time. But what we really like is the versatility. So I wanted to just show you a few simple exercises, give you an idea. And then in the future we'll do other videos that are much more specific about how you can use them. So you can use these, we call it standalone or unattached, meaning that all you need is the band and your body. You don't need other equipment. This is the lightest band. This is rated up to about 15 pounds. And one of the exercises that we like with this, which is for the back of the shoulder, is called a pull apart. So you'd hold your hands about, a little over a foot apart, arms at shoulder level, and then we're literally going to pull this apart until we feel that contraction. I'm going to just turn around so you can see it from the back. So apart, and there's the contraction. And I'm doing this with a single band, but if I was a little bit stronger, then I could go double. And you can see it's considerably harder. So depending on where you place your hands, whether you go single strand or double strand, you can change the resistance. Okay, that was a very simple one. Also great for mobility work. So if I want to come from here and go up and around to warm up my shoulders, this would be a nice choice. And there's many other possibilities for this. Going to the next band, we've got the red, which is rated up to 30 pounds. And one of the things that I like to use this for, I'm going to have Shauna pan down a little bit, is for a resisted plank. So in that case, I would take the band around my upper back. It's just below my shoulder blades. I'm going to loop my thumbs, but there's other ways to grip it. Just want to give you a quick idea. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this. And
careful dumbbells.
And then coming into a plank position. Okay, so hands on the ground. Got my wrists below my shoulders. And then I step out into my plank. And now I've got 30 pounds, roughly, of extra resistance on my plank. From here, if I wanted to do a mountain climber, I could. if I wanted to readjust my grip and do a push-up, now here it's easy, but there I've got the resistance, right? So here's my down phase, up phase. Pretty effective. Moving on, we've got the purple band, which is rated up to 65 pounds. And one option with this, see if I can do it, would be step on the band. Now you gotta be a little careful. We're on a wrestling mat. If you run a hard surface like asphalt, it might not be a good idea. But from here, coming up to my shoulder, little dip, and there's my press. Back down, and there's my press. So, nice shoulder press. Moving on, got my green band rated to about 100 pounds. And I'm going to step on it with both feet. I got my loops here. Maybe I'll turn to the side. I got my back hopefully flat. Shauna will tell me.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, there's your head.
Okay.
You added the head. There we go.
And then I got my row from here, right? So, ready, set, so that's a little challenging for me, maybe a little heavy, but if you have an attachment, which we happen to have conveniently, like a bar, I could loop my band.
That's really well anchored into the wall.
That's key, right? You don't want this to come out of the wall. And then I don't know if Shauna can get this in the shot, but from here, I'm going to grip my band.
Can I move the tripod?
And I think, hopefully, you know what, I hate to turn my back to you guys, but staggered stance, tension. Now, here's a key thing. You always want tension on the band throughout the movement, and that's a big difference between bands, dumbbells, kettlebells. I can maintain tension throughout, and here's my one-arm row. Now the band's trying to pull me back. I need to stabilize, and I'm getting my...
I'm going to go ahead and show this from the side. You want to do it again?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So again, that's getting close to my capacity, but if you're stronger, you know, then it would work fine. And finally, with something like this little door attachment, it's just a roller and some webbing. The roller would go either on top of a closet door, or any door, or underneath, and then you would attach your band here. We'll show you this in more detail in another video.
All about slip knotting.
And then all of a sudden, you can, and I kind of messed that up, I apologize, but you can work, let's try that again, sorry guys.
Would you like me to give you a carabiner?
No, that's fine.
Carabiners work too. I guess you say not to use a carabiner with these bands?
I just want to be careful that whatever you're using is not going to rub against them, that there's not too much friction. So
I know it. That's a
carabiner. So here's your knot. So then this is secured under a door, over a door, and now you can work different angles. You can have a low angle, you can have a high angle. So just giving you some versatility. And one last thing, and then Shauna might want to jump in. If we had a pair, I know I'm asking you to do a lot of hypotheticals, but with a little piece of Velcro like this, we can then, I'm going to use a little heavier one, we can attach two bands together, and you're probably thinking, why in the world
Compound resistance.
do I want to do that? Well,
Make it sound fancy.
part of the reason is because you may want to do an exercise where you don't want to be so close to the attachment point. So here,
Careful. There. You gonna lunge?
no, but I'm going to squat.
Okay.
So here, I've got tension, right? So the band is pulling me back, and it's going to teach me how to hinge at the hips. So there's my hinge, there's my extension.
You can see the shadow of the
Hinge, extension. I could run in place, I could skip in place, I can do some lateral work. There's a lot of possibilities. The point being, very versatile, economical, portable, lightweight, not space intensive. Did I miss anything?
You said that like the green band is up to 100 pounds.
Up to 100 pounds.
Now, what does that mean? You have a band that stretches, so is it about, is it 100 pounds when you first start stretching it? Or?
No, so the thing about bands that's interesting, you guys, is when you're stretching it,
I'd use the yellow one.
Yeah, let's use the yellow one.
This goes up to 10?
This goes to 15.
15.
So at the start of your lift, in this case it's a bicep curl, at the start of your lift, that's the easiest point
Ounces.
for me to, it's probably ounces, for me to overcome the resistance. As I continue through the lift, it gets harder, harder, and harder until I reach the maximum capacity. Now, maximum capacity is usually about 2 times the length of the band. The band is 41 inches, by the way, and it's a continuous loop. So I could probably stretch it to about 120 inches, which is 10 feet. If you stretch it too far, you're going to degrade it and potentially tear it. So you don't want to do that. But it's very interesting because it's very different than, say, a dumbbell, where at the top of the curl, I'm resting. I'm almost doing nothing. At the top of the curl here, I know we're getting into more specifics.
Core integration.
This is much harder, right? With the dumbbell, it's the easiest. Here, it's the hardest. So there's just a difference. But great tool. Does it have limitations? Of course it does. All tools do. But in these days where you may not have access to your gym, you may not have access to all your equipment, you may not have a lot of funds to purchase equipment, a set like this, complete set, is going to run you, including that guy, about $50 for all 4. About, give or take a little bit. And that's going to give you a lot of possibilities. So, thanks for watching, guys.
So those are available on our website?
And they are. What a shock that they happen to be available at punkrope.com under the resistance band category. But whether you get them from us or you get them somewhere else, it's just a tool that we think is very effective. We think you'll enjoy it. I did bring out gloves because I did want to mention that for some people, gripping these bands can cause some chafing. So you might want to invest in a very simple pair of workout gloves to prevent that from happening. But other than that, you really don't need much else. A door, maybe a door attachment, piece of Velcro, and you're good to go. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.